I want to implement a shorthand for structs. So in some languages like Rust or Martinez, when you create a struct and one of the fields has the same name as a variable that is in scope, you don't need to name that. For example, if you have some sort of x and then you want to create a position where x is that x and y is 5, you can just omit that. You can just write x in there. And I want to support something similar in Plum. So basically, if you have a variable x, you should be able to then create a position as a struct with an x and a y that is 2, for example. Oh, so let's just do that. Let's just turn on the compiler, see what it complains about. Hold up, let me get my coffee. Alright, I have coffee and yeah, after the x, the compiler expects a type, or like either the field value, I guess. So let's change that. I think there's, yeah, in the parsing, when parsing a struct type, yeah, there we still require types to be there. But when parsing a struct value on a parser, well, we don't require a colon actually. You know, if there is a colon there, then we do some stuff. Otherwise, we do something else. But we'll never emit the error, hey, there must be a colon there. So if there's a colon, then afterwards we parse the value. And in both cases, actually, we will have a value. So we can do that. Yeah, in this case, that's just the result of parsing an expression. In the other case, that is just nothing to do with parsing, actually. It's just a toast expression dot variable or something like that. Val. Hold up, let me check the toast. The totally okay abstract syntax tree. In here we have expressions. And for example, we have variable expressions, which are toast variables, which have, oh no, these are like variable definitions, I think. What I want is just this, a name with a string and source. All right. String and source, I think this name right here is already a string and source. So basically a string and information where that string was in the source code. All right, so I want something like this, perhaps. Okay, during parsing, this code is just transformed into x colon x, basically. You parse an x, there is no colon afterwards, so the value of that is just basically a variable reference of the name x. Yeah. And that does not work because this actually returns, something like, yeah, a string at source. So I need to check is sum. That's because that's not a bool. Alrighto. And that worked. Well, that is a short video, I guess. Yeah, see you in the next one. Bye. I just noticed something. Structs within a single line get parsed correctly, but structs that kind of make up the entire line, they don't. So let's fix that as well, because there's a second, like there is parsing struct type, sure. There's parsing a struct type again. There's parsing a struct on a line parser, kind of within a single line, but there's also parsing a struct on an entire kind of block of, you know, this indented file thingy. And in here we also don't want to require colons. Yeah, so we'll need to do something similar to that down here. So if parser, if that is sum, then we're basically doing whatever we did before. Yeah, the end result will be the value of that entire thing. Let's see. So if there is a colon, all right, then if there are no children of this bacon, then we just parse an expression right after the colon. Yeah. Otherwise, this parser has to be at the end, and then we expect that to be a single child. That is actually the expression. Fair enough. Now, if there is no colon afterwards, then what we want is well, basically we want there to be some I mean, something similar like this. Although I'm not sure about the hang on. I think the parsing of structs are like, you know, multi-line block based struct values is not correct right now. Hey, this does work. Interesting. I'm wondering, like, if we do, like, how's that? How do we parse multiple fields on the same line? I mean, sure, we go through the, you know, the line starts with an ampersand. So ampersand is a kind of special case in the compiler. This basically gets translated to something like this. So that should parse the exact same way, I believe. Yeah. And in that case, we just create a parser, we parse a name, fair enough. And then the value is gonna be that. Oh yeah, and then we also need to kind of assume that, or check that we are at the end of the line. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. But I think that doesn't work currently either. Like, if I do, does this not work? It doesn't. Wow, okay. That is certainly not what I wanted. Okay, so if the line starts with an ampersand, you can only have multi-line thing with multi-line struct with one field on each line. That is cursed. Let's not do that. Alright, so basically we want to check if there is only a single child. Well, then we'll also allow multiple fields on the same line, basically. So we create child using bacon.children.0. We create a parser, and then we kind of have this loop similar to what we did with, yeah, basically this, actually, just this. Yeah. All right. Then we should be at the end. All right. And then we should be, then we emit this parsed thing with the fields being something. All right. So we do have a list of toast fields. Okay, let's turn this into an else for, I guess. Else for child and bacon.children. Like, this is cool, you know, composing control flow. I like that. All right. Also, hang on, we parse a name. If there was a colon coming afterwards, then we pass an expression, yeah, and we kind of no, that is not, like, the thing that's not working now, I think. Oh, well, that is not what I want. Oh, I see, we create new fields in here instead of appending to the original ones. Well, sure. Yeah, but I do think something is not working. This one. Well, okay, this will work, but this one. Having a single field, but then the value on a new line. Should work, in theory. Yeah, but it doesn't. Expected value of field. So basically, we create a parser for the child, yeah. But then we'll need to do something similar to this down here. To this right here. Like if, let's take that. If the child itself doesn't have any children, then we'll do the whole, you know, looping and stuff, like, sure. Otherwise, we will only parse a name. And then we do need to have a colon there. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. This break is outside of the loop. Breaks can only be inside loops. All right. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, there has to be a name. Oh, we will do this differently. Yeah, I think that's cool. Let's say we will pass the child's children. And then we'll do this. We will, kind of pass this child by passing a name. Yeah, if there is a colon, we try to pass an expression there. First of all, is if there is no colon, yeah, then we just emit the name. Okay. Otherwise, try to pass an expression there. If there is none, then we need to be at the end. And we need to assert that we have a single child. And then we return that to child. Like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If we only have a single child, then we allow multiple fields on the same line. Yeah. Alright. So we are passing a name. However, we do need to assert that we don't have any children in the other cases. Yeah. Field value after field with no colon. Yeah, and in here, let's just try to pass the expression as, yeah, pass expression let's switch on that. Maybe it's a bit cleaner. If that is some expression, then we'll need to make sure that we don't have any children. Yeah, there's one field value on the same line, but also another one on the new line, and they kind of conflict with each other. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this should evaluate to the expression. All right, yeah. X, which is an int. Let's just try different constellations here. So on X, which is an int. Yeah. This is a single field on a new line. We can also have a single field on the same line. Yeah, we can have multiple fields on the same line. Yeah, we can have multiple fields on multiple lines. Yeah, the individual field values can be on new lines like this, or like this. Yeah, but we cannot have something like this. All right, yeah, seems robust enough, I would say. So now we should be able to do something like this. Beautiful. Okay, yeah, that's it for today. Well, for this video at least. So see you in the next one. Bye.